it's Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. I'm going to show you how to make this card, but unfortunately when I started it the first time, I accidentally deleted me making the inside of the card. Well, just this part of the inside. You will see me making the bat. So I thought what I would do is make a different card with the same inside. Have a fantastic day. Happy Halloween. I've already made it with stamped it with the Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink, and I've already put clear embossing powder over it, but I haven't heat set it. I'm using the Your Next stamp set called Fantastic. I love this Halloween set. It's got really great creepy characters. I don't know if you can see them, but I love their characters. They're lots of fun. And then I'm also using a Stampin' Up set called Cookie Cutter Halloween. I'm going to be using this little fella. He's not as spooky as I wanted him to be. And I'm also using some really fun dies I got from AliExpress that I haven't showed you yet. Maybe some I have, but others I have not. So I'm going to show you those as well. And in the meantime, I'm going to heat set this. You want to warm up your heat tool before you take it to your paper. And then as soon as these turn black, you're done. So the minute, and if you can see that, they're starting to turn. Once they turn dark, then you're done with the whole process. So that's that part. So I have for the front of the card some fun dies. This one, a bunch of bats. Oops, my bat's backwards. There's a bat, a moon to stick at the top, and a cemetery. They're all kind of falling apart. Hold on. Then I have that little fella that I've stamped, and I'm going to maybe put him in the inside. I don't know, because I really like all these spooky things. Here's my fence for my cemetery and my gravestones. They're very small, as they're supposed to be far away. I think what I'm going to do, I got this spooky house die, and when I got it, the outline piece of it was damaged. It was bent, but this piece wasn't. So I might have this house like somewhere off in the distance and cut it out, because it'll cut right through the paper, and then line this with a black sheet of cardstock, so, or a different color cardstock, maybe white, I don't know. So let me do that and let me come back. So the gray one did cut out all the way, which I don't know why it did, because it wasn't supposed to without this outer piece, but it did. So I guess I don't even need that outer piece that was bent. And I'm going to glue it. I'm going to glue a black one over the gray one, and I just used this fine tip glue applicator that I put Mod Podge in that was diluted, and it's worked fine for me so far. The things have actually stayed glued together, which I was surprised about. I'm going to glue it in here, but I thought I would glue a gold background on it so that it would look like the light was shining through it. So I'm just going to put some tape printer on this. I'll just trim off those edges. I'm kind of bummed about that little mark where the die was. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in here just to make it so our piece sticks. Hopefully I didn't hit a lot of the window areas. I have a bunch of things I'm going to glue around here, so if I have anything that's kind of wonky, I can get rid of it because of like I have this black moon. I like the idea of a black moon on Halloween. I don't know why, but I did. So I'm going to put the moon. I have some stars too, but I'm going to just go with the moon, I think, if I can get it off my finger. There we go. There's our moon. I have a ton of bats, and I thought our focal point in the front should be the guy coming out of the cemetery person. Well, whatever we're going to call the hands coming out of the cemetery. let me cut off the gold that shows on the edge of our card. I do want to have like a boo somewhere, and I have this guy that I wasn't sure if I would have him stand like by the cemetery, because I have a very small cemetery here that I wanted to put beside the house, and I don't know if I want to put him over there or anyway, we're gonna put our cemetery in here next. And I love Halloween decorations, and or Halloween cards, Halloween anything. I just think they're just so frisky. And you never can do enough of this kind of stuff. It's just so much fun. Of course, I have a few more bats. I don't know where I want to put them, but if I do decide to put bats, I can put them. I can put a bat in the inside. I had a saying that says I'm batty for you, but I don't think that's a Halloween thing. Come on. Halloween should be something like, have a fantastic day. That's more Halloweeny to me. And then I think I'm going to find the word boo and put it right there. So let me go find my boo, and I'll be right back. So funny. So the boo and the happy haunting came from Papertrey Ink. Oh, upside down. Ben booed. And then I put a little bit of tear tape on the back of my vampire, and I got the vampire from AliExpress as well. I thought he was loads of fun because he's so cute, and I thought he really adds to the front of my card because he's he's just so dimensional and frisky. And I think I need something in here, but I don't know what. Maybe a spider. I do love that little spider from Peg Stamps. I'll just put him in there. Maybe I'll put a few spiders around, because if you've seen me, well, you'll see me do this on the other card where I fall in love with this stamp, and just I couldn't stamp enough of these spiders. They're just so much fun. And I'm going to put a couple more in the back, because can't have enough spiders. Oh, look, I got a little crap on the inside of the card, so now I'm going to have to do something over there. Well, let me see if my little mono eraser will get that off. I don't know how I get ink on me. I just get ink on me every chance I get. It's just the way it goes. I'll stamp the ghost on my white cardstock, or maybe 2 or 3 ghosts, and we'll just put them on there. We'll just put them around. This is card making on the fly. This card was supposed to be really short because the other card is short, and this one is so much longer than I anticipated it being. Him right there. And I'll get my VersaFine Onyx Black, my favorite black ink. If you want a dark ink, a really dark black ink, this is the one. Then I'm just gonna move my paper down, or over, I mean, not down, over. A little bit more. Perfect. Good one. Stamp him a couple times. And then all I have to do is I'll just cut these out, fussy cut them. So let me quickly cut these out, and then I'll be ready to roll with putting the rest of the card together. Most people put a little edge around theirs, so I'm going to try that. I don't normally do that really well because my cutting skills for things like this are more hit the black edge. If you do cut your black edge off, like I'm probably doing on this one, if you do cut the black edge like I just did, all you have to do is take a black marker and go around that edge. So what I'll do is I'll just show you how to do that. This is also if you don't want any white edge, you just put your marker right down on the edge like that. And then that ensures that you have a black edge. It also helps you if you have white cardstock like this and you want the edge to not show white, you just go around the edge. I don't know if you can see me doing this, but I'll make sure I'm over white so you can see the black better. So I've already put my glue on the backs of my ghosts, and I thought I'd put one over here to cover up that yucky spot. I'm going to put him right there. Keeping in mind my card won't close because I've got that vampire, couldn't remember his name, vampire on the front. him like that. And then I'll just put him like that. So that's that side of the card, and here's this. Now I just need to stamp it on the back. I made this for you, and do an envelope real fast for him. I think I'm just going to do the spiders on this envelope because why not? I love those spiders. They make me happy. This card I probably will have to hand deliver because of this little fella. If you mail something with an envelope that has a glued item on the front or back, you need to really make sure it's well adhered because it will come off and they won't like you if they've got a bat hanging in their machine somewhere. So really make sure you glue it well so that all the edges are really well adhered. You just have to make sure the edges are laid completely down. So if you have a point, you have to make sure you have glue on that little point, like on these little bat wings. So I'm just going to lay him. Not sure if he's even in the frame. So here's my bat, nicely glued down, and then I'm going to get my spider, and I'm just going to put the spider on the back, on the flap, because he's so cute and I love him. Just going to go up the back with him. Okay, well there's my bat and my spiders, and here's my card. Now that this card is finished, we're going to go on to the making of this card. Remember, the only thing you've missed is this, and you basically saw the exact same thing at the beginning of the making of this card. So we'll start then from that point. I think the first thing we do is this bat. So I thought what I would do is use some of the warm gray markers on my bat, and it should match my background. Hold on, I got a little embossing powder still kind of floating around. And I'm going to use my Touch 5 markers. I'm using warm gray, 2, 5, 8, and black. I probably won't use much black, if any, but I just kind of wanted to have it on hand in case I decided I needed to use it. Spots where I need to get my colorless blender. And if you've never used a colorless blender, all you do is when you have a little boo-boo, you just kind of go over it a few times with the colorless blender and it just blends it out. It'll look wet for a little while, don't worry about that, it goes away. You could, if you wanted to, you could do googly eyes, but I kind of just like the look of them just being a little bit funky with the whites of his eyes showing. I'm going to use the dark gray that I use, that F or WG8 on his feet, because they seem dark enough to instead of black. I think black might be too black. And I think my camera stopped when I was doing the Happy Halloween. It jammed for some reason. I don't know what the heck it was doing, but anyway, my camera had a moment, and so in case you missed that part, that's what it looks like. Now see, this is why I didn't put the other paper down, because if I had put it down, there's a chance that that would have bled through this paper too, and I didn't want it to. I wanted to make sure it was, you know, pristine. So I'm going to use this is an ATG gun piece of tape runner, and if you've ever had an ATG tape runner that went awry, you can do this where you just lay it down on your paper like that, and then you just rub it down, and then you yank the backing off. I don't like to waste these, you know, when I have one that breaks on my ATG gun, and I could just throw it out, but I don't want to do that because, you know, you pay a decent amount of money for these things, so I like to just use it, and I'm showing you how. I made this, this is a 5.5 inch by 4.25 across front to this card, so I made my paper about 1/4 of an inch shorter and 1/4 of an inch narrower. I do much better job lining things up when I turn it sideways. I don't know why that is, but I just seem to be more accurate from the side. Okay, then we're going to put this near the bottom and Trick or Treat near the top, like that. So I'm going to use some wet glue for that. This is one of those fine tip applicators that I'm not good at using, so what I did was I took glue and I diluted it just enough with water that I would be able to get it to go through that fine tip. And I haven't had any problem with the glue not working for me. And I don't even remember what glue I used. This might even be Mod Podge, but I wanted to try it and see if it would work, because you know how I always am having trouble. I just can never get these little fine tip applicators to work because they're so hard to squeeze. But once I diluted that, I don't have any trouble with it at all. So I'm just giving you there's another tip for you. Nice. There. Now I could do all kinds of things to this if I wanted to, but I wanted this to be just a simple card. And the inside, as I said, the inside is where I kind of put my effort. I might as well stamp it while I'm here, because I made this for you. And then let's get our envelope. I think I'm going to get, I have a couple, well, I have a few Halloween inspired peg stamps, so let me grab those and I'll be right back. I'm going to stick with my orange and black theme. I'm going to do, excuse me, a pumpkin and a spider. And I'm going to use pumpkin pie as my color and the black VersaFine Onyx Black. I'm going to do a few pumpkins on the there's my pumpkins. Then I think my spiders are going to be the more fun element. Ooh, I like the spider. Isn't he frisky? Love him. Every once in a while, I'll find a peg stamp that I'm just blown away by. And this spider, I don't know why, I just am blown away by it. I think he's so cool. So that's my envelope. So there's our card. It did dry, see, it dried clear. And there's the front of it. I think we need a spider. Yes, now I am kind of losing my mind with the spiders. Okay, there's the Trick or Treat. Then have a fantastic day. Happy Halloween. I made this for you. Look, I got some dirt on my card, or my envelope. And this, I don't know if you've ever tried these mono sand erasers, but they're supposed to get anything off. So we're going to see if it gets anything off. There you have it. It gets anything off. So I hope you enjoyed this and that you'll give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell your friends about me on social media. I really appreciate it. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.